For the 21st day of the 30 Days Wild Challenge, I want to focus on acts that we can do to bring nature inside our homes, to encourage more discussion and thought around it as we go about our lives inside. And the way that I'm doing that today is by flower pressing. Or more specifically, I'm going to be pressing the foliage from some of my indoor houseplants, because I have loads and loads of them and loads of cuttings, and I don't really want to go about disturbing my local wildflowers that the bees are all using if I don't have to. Now, this video is a bit interesting because I almost made quite a bad mistake by cutting flowers outside that I'll get into in a little bit, but I'm just very relieved that I didn't actually make the mistake, and the reason why will become very apparent soon. This is my spider plant. I've had it for over 20 years, since it was a little baby hanging off of its own mother plant, and it's produced so many little spiderlings for me over the years, which have then grown up and gone on to produce their own. But I always like coming back to the mother plant when I'm taking on a new type of project. So I'm just looking through these to see what would be nice to use in flower pressing. Now, I could use a wildflower, but usually the rule is you would want to pick one if there is a patch of at least 20, so that you're not damaging the environment. And there aren't that many big patches of wildflowers around me, so I don't really want to take from them. And I want to leave my garden ones to keep establishing themselves so that they can keep growing over the years. So instead, I'm using a spiderling to go through the process of it and see what I can produce. The actual procedure for flower pressing is really simple no matter which type of flower or plant you're doing. I've done it since I was a kid and it can be done pretty much by anyone. You just want a solid surface that's nice and flat to put it on, a bit of kitchen roll to protect that surface from any juices that might leak out, and then you want to stage it in a nice position that will be the sort of position you want to put it in when you're mounting it. So making sure any leaves or petals are going in the right direction and potentially removing ones like I did here if they aren't suiting your vision. And then you just put another kitchen roll on to make sure you're protecting the other side of this stack. And then you want to just press it down with some sort of weight. Typically the weight of 5 to 6 heavy books is enough. Then you just wait a few weeks for it to be done. While I'm looking forward to seeing the result of this pressing, it wasn't my original plan. If you remember back, I did a Colours of the Rainbow video earlier on in 30 Days Wild, where I featured this wolfsbane plant. Wolfsbane is an extremely poisonous plant, and even the slightest bit of sap getting into your body through ingestion or cuts is enough to give you a lethal dose. I didn't realise that this was wolfsbane originally, and my plan was to just cut some of these down with my kitchen scissors and press them. So yeah, that probably wouldn't have ended too well for me, and I'm glad that I ended up identifying the plant before taking the scissors to them for this video. Hopefully in a few weeks' time I'll have a lovely pressed specimen that I can attach to a page and have the species name and a little bit of information around it, maybe even label it or put a nice diagram to it, and then there will be the start of a herbaria that I can do to keep track of different plants that I have in my house. And I'm really glad that I escaped the near miss with that wolfsbane plant, because that wouldn't have been very fun to have been poisoned by that. If you've ever tried flower pressing, let me know how it went. I'd love to hear about your experiences and about things that I can do better to make the specimens come out better. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see the rest of 30 Days Wild.